Do you have a story to share with the world, but something inside of you is like, maybe I shouldn't. I'm a little concerned. Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about how to share that story from an empowered point of view. As you all know, my name is Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer. And I think I'm going to kind of get coached in this call as I'm going to give her a little bit of my story and how she could help me to share it from an empowered point of view instead of a negative point of view. So welcome to the show today. Monica writes. Monica, how's it going?
Hi, I'm doing so good. So thank you so much for having me on here.
Of course, yeah, I'm excited to talk about this. So, we were talking before the show, obviously, about some of this, and I was thinking about a story that I could share from an empowered point of view. Okay, so here
Mhm.
I got a great one. All right,
Yeah.
a part of my story is that when I was 8 years old, I was going to confession for the first time, and I'm Catholic by trait, okay? And I learned all about Catholicism while growing up, right? And we had learned so much about reconciliation, reconciliation, reconciliation. And it was the day we were supposed to go home on the night of reconciliation. And I remember my second grade teacher saying, if you think you don't have anything to confess, remember, you've been a sinner for 8 years without going to confession. So you have a lot to confess. Okay. So I went home terrorful, like, oh my gosh, I got to remember everything. I went to confession. I wasn't sure. Do I sit? Do I kneel? Do I do these things? And then he gave me my, reconciliation of say the act of contrition 5 times. And I remember going back to the pew and saying it 5 times and going, I don't feel any different. So I must still be a sinner. But I'm not going to go tell my teacher that, who just ridiculed me. I'm not about to tell my parents that. I'm just going to work harder. And at that moment, I know the shame and guilt really held me, right? Okay. So I'd love to share this story more. But the thing is that the moment I do, I sometimes get Catholics kind of come towards me and say, I still need to be saved and different things. And there's just this challenge of like me wanting to share my story and not offend somebody because they're Catholic. You ask me what my religion is, I'm still going to say I'm Catholic, right? So,
Mhm.
how could I share this with the world from a point of view that I'm going to help them instead of decrease what they have to say?
Yeah. So I would love to hear. I'm gonna tie this in, but I would love to hear how, like, you said that you experienced some shame and guilt around, like, I'm not feeling any different.
Mm-hmm.
Do your clients feel the same way around a certain part of their diet or their lifestyle?
Oh, of course. Yeah. There's shame and guilt and the shoulds and shouldn'ts of I should eat this way. I shouldn't have had that. I was just on a client call earlier and I was like, we got to get rid of the shoulds and the shouldn'ts. They got to go. The shoulds and shouldn'ts should not literally be in our vocabulary as I use the word should, right? They should be blasphemy. When we hear should, they should go, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things I would like, okay, one of the things I'm hearing from you and how you can share this in an empowered way is you can ask your audience, like I almost see it as like, do you feel shame and guilt around not feeling any different after you eat a healthy meal? Or do you feel shame on you're eating healthy or you're doing this, you're doing everything right, and yet you don't feel any different? Maybe you haven't lost the weight, maybe you haven't done this or that or whatever, right? And then you could go almost go into your story.
She'll be back. We're taking a little pause. We're sharing that I could go into my story and I totally could. We're back. Go ahead. I chatted. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Am I
Keep going.
okay?
Yep.
Okay. So, at that point, you can almost go into your story of like, whenever I was 8 years old, I went and confessed 8 years of sin to the priest, or you had to say priest. I went to confession and I confessed 8 years and I didn't feel any different. And I felt that there was something wrong with me. I felt that there was something, there was shame and guilt. Like I should feel free and I didn't. So I held that inside. And that shame and guilt, maybe like did X, Y, and Z. Like I realized years later that it didn't serve me because it showed up in these areas of my life. And I know that it is like your shame and guilt is showing up in this area of your life. And at that point, you can go into how you help your clients move from shame and guilt from how you removed shame and guilt from your life. Because now you're like, not only are you connecting with your audience, but you're sharing a story because you're saying, hey, I get it. I've been there. And then from there, you can walk through your methodology of how you discover how to let go of shame and guilt and how you teach your clients to do the same. So that is one empowered way that you can share not only your story and connect to your clients, but also tie in what you do.
I love it. That's fabulous. And that is like class 101 of coaching. So I'm assuming this is what you do with clients and with people who are interested in learning how to share their story with the world. Is this true?
Yes, yes. So I love hearing, just like what you did. Like I love hearing these type of stories and then helping you craft a different way, a different perspective to share your story from, like you said, an empowered standpoint. Because when you do that, I have seen it for my life and my clients, when they start to share their stories and empower themselves and empower those around them, things start to happen. Like they're asked to be on stages, they're asked to come on podcasts, they're asked to, hey, I'm interested in your program. Can you tell me more? So when you're opening yourself up in a power storytelling way, you're going to receive so much more. It may take a while, but I'm going to let you know you're going to start receiving more clients, more invitations, and more opportunities because people see you as like, oh, she's going to get real. She's going to share. She's relatable. And we want to work with people who relates to us.
Yeah, completely. I love it. So where can they find you if they're interested in knowing more?
Yeah, you can always find me on my website, monicawrights.com. If you are really interested in, I really want to present my story. I really want to share my story now. I love what you did with Leslie. Monica, can you do it with me? The answer is yes. I offer free content audits, and you can schedule that call with me, Monica. You can go to monicawrights.com/calendar. Once again, that's monicawrights.com/calendar to schedule a free 30-minute audit where I will help you not only come up with more stories for your content, but also evaluate your social media platform so that you can see where can you start showing up brighter and bigger than ever before.
I love it. And that will be right below. So grab the link, of course. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much. Go get your story out there to the world. I think Monica can definitely help you with that. So for all of you watching, have a fit and fabulous day. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye for now.